This Halloween, forget about the ghosts and the ghouls and the skeletons. They're not real. And forget about the real horrors, too, like taxes and overly ambitious floor salesmen. No, it's time to put aside those paltry fears and focus on the real enemy, tarantula hawks. You may not have known they existed, but now that you do, how are you going to sleep without knowing more about the animal with the scariest name in the animal kingdom? Keep listening to have your fears reinforced here in life, death, and taxonomy.
Welcome back to Life, Death, and Taxonomy. It's your 30 minutes of interesting animal info. I'm Joe.
And I'm Carlos.
And today we're talking about a creepy crawly with a nasty sting that might be living in your backyard.
This is the worst, I have to say.
Just in times for Spookums season.
Yeah, I think when this comes out, we will be 2 days from Halloween.
I think it's on Thursday.
Yes, so happy future Halloween, everyone. And here's something to keep you awake at night forever, probably.
That's not good for you.
No, you need to sleep. So you're gonna have to conquer this demon here.
Okay. Yeah, we're talking about the tarantula hawk. It's not a tarantula and it's not a hawk.
So oh, come on. I wanted to see what kind of painted picture we could conjure of a tarantula hawk. Well, just like allowing the listener to just their nightmares to become actualized, and to piece together something worse than we could ever describe.
If I didn't know what this thing was, I would assume it was a bird that ate tarantulas. Yeah,
if I was...
It's like a chicken hawk. A chicken hawk is not a chicken, or a hawk that's like a chicken. It's a hawk that eats chickens.
Yeah. But still, it also sounds like an avatar animal that...
Which is why I'm a hot dog man.
Well,
I don't know why I chose hot dog. I'm not even the biggest fan of hot dogs.
You're a mammal man.
That's true. I do eat mammals.
But if there's anything that goes bump in the night, it's definitely the tarantula hawk. The idea of a flying predatory tarantula the size of a hawk is literally everyone's worst nightmare, even Mike Rowe, and he's the manliest man of all.
It is? Specifically a nightmare of his?
No, it's just if you're
or you just assume because he's a regular human being.
Yeah, because he's a living human being who feels fear.
Okay, so that's an unsubstantiated claim. He might be completely fine with tarantula hawks. They might be something that he is not afraid of.
No, if you're capable of feeling fear, then you would be afraid of tarantula hawks. It's just it's a scientific fact.
I'll tell you who definitely is afraid of them. Coyote Peterson.
Oh, is he?
Because he has a video getting stung by one, yeah.
I've seen just some sad videos about this thing. Anyway, we might as well talk about what it is. A tarantula hawk is a good enough name, and there's really... I don't want to give it extra nicknames, but I will because we're on this show, and we need nicknames. So let's call it the king of creepy chimeras, even though it's not really a chimera at all, but the one in my head is. It's a parasitic fly wizard. It's gross Pepsi. Because its genus and species is Pepsis grossa. This is gross Pepsi. And the last one is it's a xenomorph. Because it's the perfect organism. I think I'm quoting John Hurt there from Alien.
Okay.
Oh, no. I'm quoting Ian Holm from Alien.
That's right. You're quoting Bilbo.
Yeah, Bilbo.
Are you ready to hear what science calls it?
Sure thingy.
Well, it's in the kingdom you know, live, love, and are in. You might not want to be in the same anything as this once you learn about it, but you're in the same kingdom, Animalia. You're also not in the same phylum, so good luck to you on that. It's in the phylum Arthropoda. The class is Insecta. And the order is Hymenoptera.
Yeah, I think, yeah. Hymenoptera? That's wasps, bees, yellow jackets, and hornets.
I think we've done this before. Have we done this before? I think so. Is it bees? Yeah, we did bees.
Yeah, because we did the Japanese honeybee. Yeah.
Yeah. The family is Pompilidae.
Pompilidae. Those are specifically parasitic wasps.
Okay. Parasitic. Okay. The subfamily is Pepsinae. Or Pepsinae. And the genus is Pepsis. Or Pepsis. And as you said, the species binomial name is Pepsis grossa.
Pepsis grossa. Gross Pepsi. We're going to Pepsi Cola.
So taxonomized in 1798.
That's a good rich history of taxonomy. But since we're in the business of naming things, it's time for critter groups. Sorry, I had it. My battery's almost dead. During this most beloved of segments, Carlos, posed to you, Joe, a question. The question is the same every time, and that is, what is the name of the collective noun for this animal? Since we're talking about a wasp, even though it's called the tarantula hawk, it is just a wasp, but the worst wasp. It's still a wasp. What would you call a group of wasps? Would you call it a nest of wasps, A? B, a hive of wasps? C, a cloud of wasps? Or D, a helm of wasps?
I'm going to go with... I just don't want to imagine a world where wasps come in clouds. So it's either a helm or a nest. My instincts are to go with nest, but my heart wants to go with nests, but my brain is telling me to go with helm. I'm going to go with nest, though. Final answer.
Your heart was correct.
Okay.
Nest. It's the most boring one, so I had to come up with some interesting ones.
I thought, like if it was helm, the other ones would have all made sense. Like, the other one would be like, okay, things like in this genre of animal come in either nests or in hives, so those are going to be two of them, and then the other one is going to be cloud because that seems frightening, and a swarm kind of looks like a cloud. That would have made. That's why my brain's thought process, and why I was considering helm. But then I was just like, no, wasp nest.
I'm glad it threw you off. I looked at a poster on my wall of Aragorn, and I was like, Helm's Deep. And so I put Helm there.
There's no rhyme or reason to these things, so it could be something like that.
I love it.
But, yeah.
It's so fun.
All right. Would you like to be described what this animal looks like?
Yeah, describe to us the tarantula hawk, please.
Okay. The tarantula hawk is a large wasp with a black exoskeleton and orange wings for Halloween. Black and orange.
Nice. I didn't even plan this.
But some come in all black. They have long, slender bodies with wings that go down the lengths of their backs. If you're having trouble telling a tarantula hawk apart from its cousins, it's the only member of the genus with 12 antennal segments. The other ones have 13, obviously. So if you're not sure, just sit down, count them all out, and scream in pain because you touched a wasp. They live in the American Southwest and in Central and South America, especially in arid desert regions. Finally, they are crepuscular and enjoy dawn and dusk. That's what that means. They avoid the heat of noon.
Me too.
Yeah.
I guess I'm kind of crepuscular.
Probably most Arizonans and New Mexicans and Coloradoans avoid noon.
Yeah, especially over there.
But that's kind of where you're going to find them in the U.S. in the 4-point states. But and probably Texas. But are you ready for what may soon be determined to be the listener's favorite part of the show for another year.
I was literally never born ready for this.
You were only born once.
Never once. I was never once born ready for this. Out of all the times.
You only had one shot.
Out of all the times. And this time I was reincarnated into an animal podcaster, and I'm still not ready for this.
Okay. Well, anyway, here it is anyway. Welcome to Measure Up, leading candidate for the best part of the show. A title to be officially determined by you, the listener, on December 3rd on Twitter and Facebook. We're going to relate this animal size and dimensions in relatable terms. Well, I got to change that copy through a quiz. We're going to do a quiz. It's fun for the whole family. It's also a part of the show that's introduced by you. And when you send in audio of yourself singing, or chittering the words Measure Up into ldtaxonomy@gmail.com, we'll put it at the beginning of the segment. We have no new intros this week, so that means I get to play an animal sound, and Carlos will guess what it is. We have a real fun one this week.
I'm not looking forward to this.
Without further ado, the listener's favorite part of the show.
Oh my goodness.
What is that?
Oh, I'll tell you what, that was bad.
Okay.
It was bad.
Yeah.
It was bad for you. It was bad for me. It was bad for everyone who heard it.
I had a great time, actually.
That I have to say, my best guess is that sounds like me and everyone else in the theater during The Last Jedi.
Just upset.
Just I don't know. Is it goats? I'm gonna say it's goats.
It's not goats.
All right, that was my answer.
Would you like a second?
I don't know what else it could be.
Okay. It was two bobcats facing off.
Oh, I knew it must have been some sort of cat. I should have known that. Cats make the weirdest sounds.
Yeah, cats make weird sounds. Cats and goats make sounds you wouldn't expect.
Yeah, pretty much every animal that you've put on this show in place of a Measure Up has been a sound that I did not expect.
That's the nature of the beast.
Literally.
Are you ready for the length of a male wasp? They are 24 to 40 millimeters.
Okay.
Let's call that 40 mil. Let's go for the highest estimation at 40 millimeters or 1.5 inches. How many tarantula hawks go into the tallest sandstone butte in Monument Valley in the Colorado Plateau?
Good. Topography. Love it. Colorado's got some tall things. They're known for tall things.
Yeah.
I don't know. See, I always want to guess 2,000 feet, and I'm always wrong. So
this is a butte. This isn't a mountain.
I know, but even like the is this above sea level?
No, it's from the valley floor. Here's a hint. It lies near the Four Points region within the territory of the Navajo Nation Reservation. The area is a popular shooting location for Western films.
Nice. I'm going to say 5,000 feet. That sounds good. And you said 1.5 inches, so let's do this.
Feel free to use Google.
Really? I could
Sure. I mean, your math is not the question here. The question is, can you estimate?
Oh, I was like, I could just Google
your
the
geography.
The height of this thing.
No. Don't Google that. I'm saying use Google to divide.
Or I could just use the calculator that's the handy dandy calculator on my phone.
That too.
Okay. So eight of these dudes, eight of these tarantula wasps go into a foot. And there are, I've never memorized the exact number, but I'm going to say 5,100 feet in a mile. Times 8 is 40,800. So that's, why did I do mile? I said 5,000. Yeah, no, I said about 5,000 feet. I don't know why I did a mile, but it's pretty close. So I'm just going to go with 40,000. Final answer.
Wasps?
Yeah, 40,000 wasps.
Okay. That's not terrible.
Thank you.
The correct answer is 7,620 wasps.
7,000?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a 1,000-foot plateau.
That was a very bad guess.
Or 300 meters.
I guess 5 times greater than the actual answer.
Let's talk about female length. They're slightly larger, between 30 and 51 millimeters. Let's go with 51 millimeters or 2 inches. How many females go into the max depth of the Grand Canyon? You know I had to go there.
Did you? 2 topographical questions?
Yes, I did. You know who else had to go there?
Theodore Roosevelt.
Garcia Lopez de Carnedas of Spain, or probably like Cardenas. He was the first European to record seeing it, but the Pueblo people had been there first, and they consider it a holy site and make pilgrimages to it.
I'm going to say it's 1,500 feet. That seems like a lot.
Okay.
Based on... yeah.
We're talking max depth here.
Max depth. See, I've never been there, so I'm only thinking of the pictures that everybody takes at the exact same spot. It probably gets pretty deep at some points. Nope, 1,500. We're doing it. And there's 2 inches, which means 6 of them go into a foot, times 5,000-ish. Or no, times, 1,500. Would be 9,000. 9,000 female tarantula wasps.
Okie doke. The correct answer is 36,000.
Oh, goodness gracious. If I had just gone with... I was tempted to go with 5,000 again. Just go right back to my previous guess on the last question, and I would have been so close.
Wait, what? 5,000 for what? I said 36,000.
No, I was tempted to go back to guessing... Because remember, I guessed 5,000.
Oh, 6,000 for the depth of the Grand Canyon? Or 5,000,
Yeah, I was going to guess that again.
Oh, yeah. The correct answer for that was 6,093 feet is the depth of the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, I would have been pretty close. But alas, it was not meant to be because I'm getting worse at this.
That's all I got for Measure Up. Let's talk about some fast facts before we get into the major fact. Only females hunt. So they're the only ones that are capable of stinging you. They're difficult to discern from similar species, but they move with strange erratic motions, and they give off a telltale odor, apparently. I don't know what that smells like. It can't be good.
No, it probably smells like cupcakes. Freshly baked cupcakes.
It's intentionally stanky because these are signs that are aposematic, which means they are meant to warn potential attackers, kind of like the bright colors of a poison dart frog. Because of this, these wasps are rarely preyed upon from other animals, but when they are, they're eaten by roadrunners, kingbirds, and bullfrogs. I think bullfrogs just don't have an intellect strong enough to tell the difference between something dangerous and something tasty.
Or something that's both, like this.
Because we talked about how prey behavior, something that looks like prey, is irresistible.
Automatically
to frogs,
triggers their hit this with my tongue instinct.
Right. But since the reputation of the tarantula hawk precedes it, other animals like the robber fly mimic the wasp with a similar body shape and color. They use this convenient form to avoid run-ins with predators that don't want to get stung. And if I was like, that could be a tasty little robber fly, but it could be a very, 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 very powerful ouchy sting, or so I'm going to not eat that, no matter what.
Yeah, err on the side of caution. Those are some smart animals.
Yeah. Unless you're a bullfrog, in which case you're like, I'm hungry, that looks like a bug.
What is my tongue doing? Oh, and now it's in my mouth. Oh,
in which
no.
I would say,
This hurts.
no, Mr. Bullfrog, it's not a bug. It's an insect. Bugs are a specific type of beetle.
Jeremiah was a bullfrog, but then he got stung by this thing, and now he's dead.
He was a good friend of mine. He's dead now. They are the New Mexico state insect. I didn't know that states had state insects, but they do.
What's Florida's state
I don't know.
insect?
I would guess the love bug.
We're looking this up now. A mantis.
Really? I've never seen a mantis in Florida.
That is... I haven't either. Alabama's got the monarch butterfly. That's nice.
Yeah, that is nice.
If somebody's got the mosquito, goodness gracious, that would be crazy.
I isn't Coconut Creek the butterfly capital of the world? I feel like it should be butterflies. Or butterfly capital of the United States, rather.
Well, several states have different kinds of butterflies. And actually, both Idaho and Alabama have monarch butterflies. So I guess this is totally arbitrary and everything is up for grabs.
Well,
same thing with Illinois, also monarch butterfly. Lots have the honeybee.
Someone should claim the Viceroy butterfly. Just to be unique.
A hipster.
Yeah.
Lots of ladybugs, lots of honeybees. I think this either nobody cares about the state bugs or this website is bogus. I'm
glad then we went with a mantis then. We're unique. Florida is nothing if not unique.
Well, speaking of unique, do you want to talk about this horrible animal?
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about the tarantula hawk. Because for some reason, I like to pick the most horrifying insects imaginable. Please reference our Pomus beetle episode. So while an adult gross Pepsi is nectivorous, it only eats nectar, the same cannot be said of its larva stage. So here is where things get interesting. When a female tarantula hawk has mated, she'll start looking for a place to lay its egg, its single egg. So it only has one, so it's got to put it somewhere safe. Most animals like to lay their eggs in places that are both safe and have an abundant source of food. And Quentin Tarantula hawk is no different. So she'll find a nice, quiet tarantula to settle down on. You know, something out in the country. She'll sting it with what is likely the worst insect sting imaginable. We've hinted at it a couple times, but seriously, this is bad. For humans, it's been called one of the most painful stings on the planet. One researcher said that the sting is, quote, immediate, excruciating, unrelenting pain that simply shuts down one's ability to do anything except scream. Mental discipline simply does not work in these situations. So Batman would lose it. I don't care how disciplined he is. He gets stung by one of these bad boys, he's going to scream.
Oh, man, I really want that to happen. I want Batman to cry in front of Superman.
I can't imagine how painful this is. Like, something that, this stings you on the hand or something. It must be like removing a finger kind of pain.
Yeah.
The guy who invented the sting pain index, Justin Schmidt, he called it blinding, fierce, and shockingly electric. Like he wrote an ad for it.
Shockingly electric. I have heard it compared to a taser.
That's bad. It's second on the pain index, the sting pain index, to the bullet ant. So I don't even want to think about what the bullet ant feels like. And I imagine that the bullet ant is rarely alone, so that's got to be even worse.
Oh my gosh. But the bullet ant doesn't live in the United States.
No. So that's some other culture's problem, not ours. This
The culture that lives with a bullet ant, one of them, like the native cultures, makes bullet ant gloves, and as a rite of passage, young men stick their hands in it.
Wait, is that like Bolivia?
I don't know.
Because just a quick side thing. There's a movie called The Jungle with the guy who plays Harry Potter, and it's a true story about a guy who got lost in the Bolivian jungle for like 3 weeks, and as he's becoming completely delirious from hunger and thirst and all of the things that have gone wrong with him, he needs to get to the river, but he can't move his legs, so he grabs a tree covered in ants, which I guess they're bullet ants, just so they'll bite him. So he's like, it keeps his nerves awake enough to move, and it's just the cringiest scene.
Yike.
So yeah, don't watch the movie if you have a weak constitution like me. Fortunately, the tarantula hawk sting is not fatal to anyone who does not have an allergy to it, and the pain lasts for only 5 minutes. But that sounds like 4 minutes and 59 seconds and 99 milliseconds longer than I would like to experience this sting.
You would be fine with it for like a single millisecond?
Yeah, it wouldn't even register. I'd just be like, what was that?
I think it would be like, ah! Oh, okay.
That's by the time my brain is even registered that anything has happened, it's already over and done with. It's not.
Yeah.
So we're back to this thing squaring off with a tarantula, and you can watch a couple videos of this. The tarantula is usually a lot bigger than this wasp, so it's when you look at it and they're squaring off and circling around each other, you're like, this poor tiny fly thing is so toast. But what will happen is the wasp will just kind of barrel into the spider and sting it with just reckless abandon. And they'll do a little tussle, and then the spider will stand there, and it'll start to slow down. It'll be pretty much crippled at this point, but still mobile, so it'll be still able to move around and fight off more stings. But you can tell that it's not well. It'll sometimes flip over, or its legs will move sporadically. So then the wasp will continue circling around, pacing back and forth like a supervillain, and will sting it a few more times. I actually saw one of the videos. The wasp flipped itself onto its back and crawled under the tarantula like it was a mechanic inspecting the tarantula's chassis. Like it like it was changing its oil.
Oh my gosh.
And it did that a couple times, and then it would like rear up and sting the tarantula again. So eventually the spider is completely paralyzed. Not dead, but paralyzed. And probably in the most excruciating agony a small animal can feel.
I don't know how their nervous system works.
Me neither.
Insect nervous systems usually aren't like ours.
But I know that Sheila really felt that sword to the eyeball. So I have to assume that they feel pain. So then once the spider is completely paralyzed, the wasp will drag the spider's limp, hairy body to the spider's own lair, seal the entrance to the lair. Well, actually, first, it will attach the one egg that the wasp has to the spider's abdomen, and then leave and seal the entrance to the lair. Then, after a little while, the larva hatches and starts eating the paralyzed spider from the inside out, being very careful to avoid vital organs so the spider stays alive for as long as possible.
Yuckers! Why? Just to preserve it?
Yeah.
Give it to its little kid?
What I couldn't figure out was, does the spider ever recover from its paralysis, or does it stay paralyzed the whole time? And it seems like it stays paralyzed for the whole time, but like, then why steal the entrance? Maybe so that nobody else gets in there, probably. But yeah, it seems like just about the worst possible fate. next to the frog that eats one of the pumice beetle larvae. And then there was another video, an Animal Planet video that I saw, and it showed the spider's empty, hairy husk with a larva crawling around just beneath its exoskeleton. And then the larva leaves and crawls out through whatever opening it can and pupates, matures, and the cycle starts all over again.
Fun.
That's the worst.
An arachnid bassinet.
Ugh. But that's crazy. And a little bit cool, but also just there's no mercy. The insect world is metal.
A creepy crib.
That's all I got. You got anything else?
A nasty nursery.
You should have done the nicknames.
Well, that would be if I was describing the tarantula.
Oh yeah, or the den. It's just so like mob boss to take it to its own lair.
Yeah.
It's like this is gonna be your forever tomb.
Yuckers. Yikers.
It's actually nicer to its victims than the xenomorph.
That's true.
You get the chest burster comes out, and then you're done. Your part in the story is over.
You mean the xenomorph is nicer?
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. The xenomorph is nicer to its victims than the tarantula hawk.
Yeah.
Why hawk? Why is it called a hawk? Why isn't it called a tarantula wasp?
Because it flies. It flies and it's predatory.
Like I think there's bird hunting tarantulas or something like that. That makes sense, but like tarantula hawk. Anyway, you got anything else about this guy?
I sure don't.
So, for you out there in Podcastia, dress up in your holiday best. Have a safe Halloween. And make sure nothing lays eggs on you like the tarantula hawk does here in Life, Death, and Taxonomy. Have a happy Halloween, everyone, and enjoy your brand new bug-infested nightmares on the house. If you're as shook as we are, feel free to talk to us about your feelings by tweeting at us, messaging us on Facebook, or emailing us. We are LD Taxonomy everywhere. Also, don't forget to vote for your favorite LDT segment on December 3rd. As always, thanks for listening, and see you next week.
Life, Death, and Taxonomy is my favorite in the world podcast.